Good evening, Rotorua. Tonight on City News. Crime statistics are down in Rotorua by nearly 12.5% on last year, according to the latest police figures. Kiwi music legends Suzanne Lynch and Tom Sharplin are in town next week to rock the latest Opportunity daytime concert series. And the Big As Rotaz race is on this Saturday at Rotorua Park. The latest police crime statistics released yesterday show crime overall continues to fall, with numbers in the Bay of Plenty falling by a record 11%. The Bay of Plenty has 4 policing areas, all recording similar drops in crime. Rotorua led the charge with a drop of 12.4%, closely followed by Taupo, Eastern Bay of Plenty and Western Bay of Plenty. Rotorua Area Commander Inspector Bruce Horn says the continued focus on prevention and victims is believed to be a significant factor in the reduction in crime. And we hear more from Inspector Horn later in the show when we cover Monday's National Police Remembrance Day. School holiday events are well underway at the library, with events, workshops and entertainment happening this week and next. Yesterday, children took part in the Habitat for Humanity Build Challenge. The Build Challenge hopes to teach children about what it means to live in a decent house or taking part in a fun activity. And children's librarian T.A. Rangi says there are plenty more fun activities happening during the holidays.
So next Tuesday we have a holiday rhyme and rumpus, so that's focused on our Lidleys, under 5s, but of course the children who are at school, primary, they're still welcome to come along, but the program is aimed for our Lidleys under 5. So there'll be music and dancing, instruments, stories and a bit of a craft for them. Nice. On Tuesday. Wednesday is very exciting. We've got a licensed fitness instructor, and she's coming in to do a new form of dance fitness which is called bokwa. I've only just found this out, so it's quite exciting. And you learn the steps by stepping out numbers and letters. We've never run anything like this before in the library, so this theme for the holidays is you've got to move it. So we're looking at the healthy options of food and staying fit and healthy and that kind of thing. So that's really exciting. It'll be cool. I know a lot of the staff are going to come down and join in the bokwa fitness.
Kiwi music legends Suzanne Lynch and Tom Sharplin are in town next week to rock the latest Opportunity daytime concert series. The nationwide tour will see the iconic stars perform hits of the 50s and 60s. The show is on next Tuesday at the Baptist Church on Melfoy Road. Lunch is available after the show so fans can meet the stars. Doors opened at 10:45 a.m. In sport tonight, hundreds of local youngsters are cramming in last-minute training for Saturday's Big As Rotaz race. The event's taking place at Rotorua Park with hundreds of dollars up for grabs in prize money. Organiser Maylene Morotti says the race is open to 13 to 18-year-olds, puts race teams against each other and the clock in an ultimate adventure race.
Yep, we have got the Big As Rotaz race that's happening on the 4th of October. I'm with Te Wairakei Puria Trust and I'm the Ira Matatau Rangatahi Leadership Coordinator under Active Citizenship Contract with MSD, and Youth Council has invited us to work together on this event. So it's going to be a big event. We're looking at least 20 of the young leaders that are running the event, and then they bring in volunteers on as well.
And so how did this get started, the race?
So I think it was just more around the young people giving consultation, feedback to the council and feedback through us because we work in the community and what they're wanting. And obviously with the TV program that's on, it's really exciting, it looks fun. The big major one is though they win money. So that would be, can we do something fun but can we win money? So that's how it came about, and then the leaders at Youth Council and then our leaders got together and that's how they started forming this Big As Rotaz race, which is really the amazing race.
To your weather update now. Tonight, rain with northwesterlies develops and an overnight low of 7. Tomorrow, Friday, rain easing to showers, westerlies strengthening, a high of 13 and a low of 4. Looking out to Saturday, showers clearing, cool southwesterlies, a high of 11 and a low of 4. In the marine forecast for Lake Rotorua for Friday, northwest 15 knots turning westerly 20 knots late in the morning with waves half a metre or less, fair visibility in occasional showers. Remember, for program listings and other info, check out our website tv.rotorua.co.nz. Still to come in tonight's program, we find out about this weekend's Age Concern Expo marking International Day of the Older Persons. Kitty Danielle catches up with Senior Dog Control Officer Kevin Coots to talk about recent dog attacks. And we talk with Rotorua Area Commander Inspector Bruce Horn about the National Police Day of Remembrance.
International Day of the Older Person is a day where we can all stop and take some time to think about and be with and care for the older members of our society. And it's my pleasure to be joined now by Shirley Hatch, and she is working here in Rotorua at Age Concern. We have a big day, a wonderful day, an international day to celebrate.
Yes, that's right, Kerry.
Can you tell me a little bit about it?
Yes, I can. It's recognised internationally, and particularly in New Zealand. Age Concern marks it in some particular way. And so would you like to hear how we are planning to celebrate this?
Yes, please.
Yes, because an International Day of the Older Person falls on a Wednesday this week, and that means that the larger part of our community is already occupied. We've chosen to celebrate it on Saturday, the first Saturday afterwards. So this year we're planning our Positive Ageing Expo down at the Soundshell. And this is to encourage older people to realise that life is still good in the years ahead after they've retired or getting older. And we have a number of exhibitors, nearly 30 exhibitors, displaying what they can do for older people, anything from equipment to activities you can be involved in. People like the Waikato River Trails are coming along, and resources available for the older people, from financial help right through to equipment at home. So there'll be a range of activities with spot prizes and some actual activity going on, groups that do things like Tai Chi, some music, performers, entertainment going on from 10 o'clock in the morning till 3 o'clock in the afternoon. So we're really hoping that everybody of the older community in Rotorua will come along with their families, because all of us at some stage reach the age where we know we've got to change our lifestyle a little bit, and families are a very big part of this.
And it's nice to see families take time out to appreciate and celebrate still having their older person with them and the wisdom that they have. And also too, I have quite a few friends who are much older than me, and you can still see this twinkling of the eyes and everything, you know, just because the outer shell is a bit older, there's still a firecracker underneath. So it would be a nice day, no doubt, and hopefully lots of families will get out. And one of the things that families can also do for their golden olders and their family is get one of these life tubes. Now we're going to be talking a little bit about these now, because these are a reasonably a new idea. How long have they been around?
I'm not sure just how long they've been around, but they are gaining importance now in, shall I say, the safety aspect for older people. Shall I explain to you what it's about? Thank you. Now, the life tube, these are available throughout New Zealand, particularly from Age Concerns, and they're a little object that is very valuable to you as an older person. It's a little canister, plastic canister, well marked as a life tube with a sticker the same on the inside. And the whole point of this is it's a container that safeguards your vital information, emergency information, should something happen to you at home. And we also promote you keeping one in your car because accidents happen. Now, I'll just get you to hold that, thank you. The sticker, which is the same as the canister, goes on your fridge, so that emergency services who are aware of these little canisters know to look on the fridge for the sticker, and that indicates that inside you have got your essential information. Inside the canister, rolled up, is this document, which you will have filled in. and it indicates your details, your name, address, your next of kin, who your doctor is, your medical conditions, anything that an emergency service really needs to know, and who's got your will, all that sort of thing. And a long list of contact people if the first one's not available. So this sits in your fridge for whatever time, we hope never, but we know that's not reality, and they will look that up. And the same for in your car, so that there's no delay in finding out how best to treat you should you need treatment or should your lawyer need to be contacted.
No, we definitely
Yes.
want.
Yeah.
And so what else is happening with Age Concern? You must have been building towards this International Day of the Older Person for a while. What can people look forward to after that over the summer break?
Right.
And what kind of things also should we be thinking about over summer with our elder members of the family?
Right, well there's great programs going on with Sports Babe Plenty at the moment that offer a wide range of activities, including for those of us who are older. So these are well advertised, and we recommend them thoroughly for keeping well over summer. For year-long activities, we have 3 core services, 2 in particular which we promote for the older person, and these perhaps deal with the some of the problems that arise for us as we get older often. We have 2 key ones. The first one is our elder abuse and neglect prevention program, which we've been running for some years now and is run throughout the country. And that means that if you have a suspicion that somebody is being abused, whether it's financially, psychologically, or even they might be having some neglect because of a lack of care that people are unaware of, you can report that to Age Concern, and we have a trained social worker who will follow that case up and deal with it in a discreet but very professional manner. And that includes being involved and referring off to other appropriate services. We have another one which has been now really up and going, and it will develop a lot, we can see, and that's our accredited visiting program. And this is where we welcome volunteers to enrol with Age Concern, and you would then be trained by, again, a trained coordinator. You would be trained in the art of visiting people who are lonely. And the whole purpose of this program is to diminish the loneliness, which has got so many ongoing effects of somebody's health and well-being, and ultimately it affects people's health, and of course that becomes a costly business for family and for the individual concerned. So these visitors, they're trained in how to visit people, what to do. They are vetted, they go through a police vetting, police screening to ensure that we are putting people who are safe and appropriate into someone's home. And they will go and visit the person whom they're allocated to every week. And that will be followed up by the coordinator to make sure there are no issues there. And this is proving very worthwhile. We're having wonderful remarks made about this, and anybody can refer their neighbour, their relative, their older person they've seen who doesn't get much contact, social contact outside of their own home.
Lovely. Well, beautiful work, and thank you so much for spending some time talking with us today.
It's my pleasure. Thank you, Kerry.
Thank you for the work that you're doing in the community, and we want to encourage everybody to take some time out to think about and celebrate the elders and their family, and also make sure that they're well looked after, just to do a little check and just make sure that they've got everything they need, and particularly some company.
Yes.
Yeah.
Could I just add here, for those of us who are getting, but not just for the older, we are really now looking for people who will become friends of Age Concern as volunteers to help with Age Concern work, also to help with the visiting program. So for those who have a little time on their hands and would like to give back something to other people, let me assure you it's very, very satisfying work, and we will certainly have a job for you to do.
Lovely. Well,
Yes.
there you go. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, Kerry.
Kia ora. Well, Well, I'm here at the dog pound now, just out on the outskirts of Rotorua on the way to Rotorua. I'm joined by Kevin Coots, who's the local animal control supervisor. We're going to have a little bit of a chat now about dogs and how to look after them properly, especially in the light of the recent dog attacks that we've had in town. Let's get that out of the way to start with. There's a case being put together, is there? So you can't comment a lot about it.
Well, I can't really. If I was handling it, yes, I could. But the police are looking at this under Section 58 of the Dog Control Act, which is a serious injury, and this certainly was. So no, the police are dealing with that. I can't really comment on it apart from we're assisting them in holding the dogs and any other assistance we can give.
And so let's just talk around that now in terms of dog attacks. And you must see this so often. And does it get a little bit frustrating having to say the same thing over and over again?
Yes, it does, because I'd say 99.9% of dog attacks go straight back to the owner. If the owners were more responsible, if the gate was shut, if the dog was on a lead, if a lot of minor things that had happened that the owner's responsible for, they wouldn't happen.
Tell me a little bit about some of the more dangerous breeds of dog, because you get this kind of argument that they're the family dog and that they're fine and, you know, they're lovely with the kids and all of that kind of thing. But do they have the ability to snap at any time unannounced?
Any dog does. Given the right circumstances, any dog's capable of biting. But there's certain breeds which, when they do bite, the bites are normally more serious. The dog on everyone's minds at the moment, for quite some time, has been the American Pit Bull Terrier, which they're not down as a dangerous breed, they're down as a menacing type of dog, because the New Zealand Kennel Club never recognised the American Pit Bull, so there's no breed standards in New Zealand, as you can see through the pound. A lot of dogs that we'd consider Pit Bull Terriers all look slightly different, quite a bit differently at times.
How can you recognise, and how should you, first of all, identify and then react to a menacing type dog?
There's many ways of doing it, and I'm not, if somebody sees a dog coming at them, forget what the breed of the dog is. Don't look at the dog, back away.
Should you turn your back on a dog?
No, never turn your back.
So don't look at them, but don't turn your back.
No,
so just
try and do that. Like my staff are trained. If a dog has a go at them on a property, they'll walk out slowly. They'll keep the dog in their peripheral vision. They won't look directly at it. Yeah. But out on the street, that doesn't happen a lot because the vast majority of dog attacks happen on the dog's property or within 20 metres of it, and that's just the dog being territorial.
So what's the best thing to do? You just put your hands over your head and... Yeah,
basically, if it comes time where the dog's going to attack you, which is rare with the amount of incidents we have, any advice people get flies out the window. You get people going to survival mode, basically. But we don't have that many serious attacks. In fact, you know, over the last 13 years, they've been reasonably rare. You know, most of the incidents... a lot of media coverage. Yeah, they do. Most of the incidents are a bit of a nip on the leg or the odd, more severe bite. But the one we had last week that the police are dealing with, that was out of the ordinary. Now,
rehoming dogs, because you do have so many, tell me about that process. That must be the cream on top, the very small cream on top.
Well, it is a very small cream, but it gives us a bit of satisfaction, especially to see a dog that hasn't had a good life go into a good home. But we are very careful who we rehome to, and that shows with the lack of comebacks we have. But a person's got to have a secure property or part of their property secure by way of fencing. They've got to be a good dog owner and have a history of being a good dog owner. They've got to pay the registration for the dog. They've also got to pay a rehoming fee, but that includes the dog being desexed, and they'd never, what we charge for the rehoming, they'd never get their dog done at a vet for that price. We will not let, under any circumstances, a undesexed dog, an entire dog, go from the pound. We don't want that cycle starting again.
Is there anything else that you'd like the public to know or be aware of, particularly coming up into summer and kids about and school holidays at the moment?
Yeah, just make your kids aware of dogs. Don't go near a dog that you don't know. That's the thing. Even if a dog looks friendly, don't go near it. In fact, I'd give my children if they were younger, the advice: don't go near a dog that's not ours. Let that dog come to you or the owner bring it to you. Don't walk up to it. The dog doesn't know you.
Well, thank you so much for your time, and also again for the amazing work that you do in the community. It's a hard job, but it's one that has to be done with some love for both sides.
It does.
So thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
Kia ora.
Today is a day for remembrance. It's to remember the police that have been in service for our city and for our country. With me today we have Bruce Horn, who is the Area Commander for Rotorua. Bruce,
Kia ora.
Kia ora. Why is it important to make sure that we remember the people who have served our community?
One of the long-standing traditions of police is our Remembrance Day service, which is the 29th of September every year. So there is a remembrance service held at the Royal New Zealand Police College, and that's been running for some time, but feedback from our staff a few years ago was it'd be nice to also have a remembrance service for those that can't travel down to the police college for that, and also for the families of police officers who have died and passed on, for them. So about 6-7 years ago we started having a service here at St Faith's, and primarily it's to remember the 29 police officers who were killed in their execution of their duties since the police was first established in 1886. But it's also a time to reflect on other serving police officers who have more recently passed on, and remember their service to the community as well.
So today's service, how did that go? What's the rundown for today?
So it's a reasonably short service. We have a few introductions at the beginning. The centrepiece of the service is a presentation which we have to music, which is a photograph and a brief narrative of the circumstances in which each of those 29 police officers were killed. So that takes about 12-14 minutes to roll through that. We then have a reading of the role of the police officers who served in the Bay of Plenty district, who have died in the last 12 months. Then we have a moment's silence and a candle lighting ceremony, so that gives an opportunity for people to participate and makes it a little bit more meaningful, so they can come forward and just in remembrance of their loved one that's passed on, can light a candle and leave that at the altar, and a bit of time of reflection too.
So is this exclusively for the police members and their families, or is this open to the public as well?
Well, it really is a service for the families in particular, and a time for them to come together and remember. And we're not wanting to rule people out, and we're mindful that there are generations of police officers that have passed on, and so we're not wanting to exclude somebody to have the opportunity to come and remember someone that's special to them. But by the same token, that the service is very much focused on the families of those who have loved ones who have served for the organisation and have now passed on.
Well, look, thank you so much for your time and having a quick word with us, and hope you enjoy the rest of your day.
Welcome, thank you.
Thank you.
That was Rotorua Area Commander Inspector Bruce Horn talking with Melanie Groves. To contact City News, phone the station on 07 3488 984, or you can email news@tvrotorua.co.nz. Thanks for joining us tonight. From all the team here at City News, Pumaria.
Supporting local content so you can see more of New Zealand on air.